Hello, everyone, and welcome. Today, we're taking a journey through the history of K-pop. K-pop as we know it today didn't just appear overnight. It's a global phenomenon that has evolved through generations. From the pioneers of the 90s to the cutting-edge groups of today, K-pop has grown into a cultural powerhouse that's taken the world by storm. But how did it all begin? And how did K-pop evolve year by year to become what it is now? This is the very first video of the series on K-pop history, and we're starting where it all began, 1992, the year that changed everything. To understand why 1992 was such a pivotal year, let's take a step back. South Korea in the early 90s was going through a massive transformation. The economy was booming, cities were expanding, and the younger generation was caught in this whirlwind of modernization. It was a time when traditional culture started clashing with Western influences, and people, especially the youth, were looking for something fresh to represent their identity. Now, when it came to music, things were a little predictable. Ballads and trot were still dominating the charts. Meanwhile, outside of Korea, music was taking a bold new direction. Hip hop was exploding with artists like Tupac and Dr. Dre. Grunge bands like Nirvana were ruling the charts. And of course, pop icons like Michael Jackson and Madonna were global trendsetters. This global shift in music was starting to trickle into South Korea, inspiring its youth with its rebellious energy and modern sound. And that's when Seo Taiji and Boys burst onto the scene. On April 11, 1992, the trio debuted on NBC's talent show with their now iconic song Nan Arayo, I Know. But instead of receiving praise from the judges, they got the lowest rating of the night. The jury, steeped in traditional music standards, didn't see the revolutionary potential of their sound. However, the audience had a completely different reaction. Young viewers were mesmerized by the group's energy, style, and bold new approach to music. That moment would mark the beginning of a cultural shift in Korean music. So, who were Seo Taiji and Boys? The group was made up of 3 members, each bringing something unique to the table. First, there's Seo Taiji, the mastermind behind the group. Before forming Seo Taiji and Boys, he was already a respected musician, playing bass in the rock band Seo. Seo Taiji wanted to create something that broke away from the traditional sounds dominating Korean music at the time. With his ability to compose, produce, and innovate, he introduced a fresh hybrid of hip-hop, rap, rock, and techno to Korean audiences. His vision set the foundation for what K-pop would become. Next, we have Yang Hyun-suk, the group's charismatic dancer and rapper. His modern sense of style and dynamic stage presence gave the group its edgy appeal. He wasn't just a performer. His creativity shaped the group's choreography and visuals. And after the group disbanded, Yang Hyun-suk made his mark as the founder of YG Entertainment, home to some of the biggest names in K-pop like Big Bang and Blackpink. Finally, there's Lee Juno, another exceptional dancer and choreographer. His energy on stage, paired with Yang Hyun-suk's moves, electrified their performances. Together, they introduced dance styles that had never been seen in Korea before, inspiring generations of performers to take choreography as seriously as the music itself. So what made them such a game changer? It pushed the boundaries of music production in Korea. They brought in global influences and proved that Korean artists could experiment with new sounds. They set a new standard for innovation, and we're still seeing the effects of that today. Their high-energy performances also introduced a whole new performance culture. Before them, live stages weren't such a big deal, but they made every performance an event with synchronized choreography, bold fashion choices, and electrifying energy. Shows like SBS Inkigayo and KBS Music Bank became must-watch TV because of them, laying the foundation for the music shows we know and love today. And then there's the fandom. Seo Taiji and Boys sparked the beginnings of what we now know as K-pop fandom culture. Fans didn't just listen, they showed up, they organized, and they supported the group with an intensity that was completely new. Early signs of today's fan chants and official fan clubs were born during this era. And this is just the beginning. In 1993, the seeds planted by Seo Taiji and Boys began to grow into a full-blown industry. So if you want to see how K-pop kept evolving, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video.